Hello, traders, and welcome to Trading Tactics. So, I know it can be a little bit frustrating and overwhelming at times to go into your charts and draw lines all over the place. You have to have an objective process in order to have good, solid lines that you can count on for support and resistance. You have to be able to do it the same way every single time and have the same rules every single time. And if you don't, then your lines aren't going to be as reliable. Now, you can see here on the chart that I have a bunch of stuff marked up. I have a few things circled and whatnot going on in the image behind me over there. These are good areas that we could have taken trades. And the cool thing about this is this doesn't come from me sitting there and spending hours trying to get the appropriate lines on the chart and to make it look perfect. This is actually an indicator that we built. This is an absolutely free indicator that you can go on TradingView and you can install right now tonight. No cost, no catches, no strings attached. This is our gift from Trading Tactics to you. If you want to learn more about this indicator, how it works, how it ticks, how you can get it set up, and most importantly, how you can get your hands on it for free, you're going to have to stick around until after the intro. Let's go ahead and rock out. Please hit that like and subscribe. All right, so here we are. We have our chart. Now, I want to scroll around just a little bit as we're talking and show you what this thing can do. You ought to be able to see plenty of opportunities where there's just some great interactions between these lines and price. Now, we're not looking for pristine accuracy whenever we're dealing with support and resistance. We're looking for position of price relative to that support and resistance. Now, where does that support and resistance come from? What we're looking at is from swing highs and swing lows. So we're looking at swing highs and swing lows in the market for opportunities where we see breakouts like this, or we see retests like this, that'll give us great entries into some potential monster trades. Now, if we have an objective way to do this, such as how we identify impulses, swing highs and swing lows, then we can mark this chart up and have tons of lines all over the place that we can count on and trust. But it can become pretty cumbersome to do that. It can get overwhelming, and God forbid if you come down here and accidentally hit the trash can, all your lines are gone. Especially if you save the chart, then they're gone forever. You can't even undo it. So having a tool that can do a lot of the work for you, and they can help filter out some bad lines that we don't need and give us some good lines that we do need. Of course, we're not going to capture every single movement in the market, but we can get some really outstanding trade opportunities if you look at these lines. Good opportunities to go short as they break, good opportunities to go long as they get upheld, so on and so forth. This is an outstanding tool. Let's go over what it does. So as there's an impulse in the market, we're defining as an impulse as anything that breaks a support or resistance level. It's going to measure the pullback. And once it reaches the threshold for our pullback, it's going to shoot a line off. Now that line is going to remain solid until it's violated. Once it's violated, it goes dashed until it's violated again, and then it disappears. So this is going to give us the opportunity to play the breakout and the retest. So we can actually come over here. Let's show you how to get the indicator first. If you type in PA swings, PA space swings, right here under community scripts, it should be the only thing that comes up as PA swings. Price action swings, TTA. Click on that, you're in business. Come to the settings, you can see that there's a bunch of things that we can do with this. So you can hide far away lines. So if you want price to recognize that it's gotten too far away from these lines will get off of your chart, so it won't be so noisy. And if price comes back up close to it within that threshold that you set, then these lines will pop back up and you'll be able to see them again. You can delete inactive lines so that you don't have to deal with those anymore. Me personally, I like to leave the inactive lines because sometimes I'll come back and I'll just continue them on myself if they're from a good level. Like here, this formed a nice tight zone that price reacted to a bunch. This is going to be something that I want to react to in the future. You can see that we have show lines only, use log returns, so on and so forth. If you come over to style, chances are whenever you load the chart up, it's going to default with these tables. This legend up here is going to show you what all the colors mean. And you can check this out and see what's going on with that. To me, that's not all that important, the different colors. More so than anything else, I'm just looking to see that there is a line. I just want to know that there is a line there. The colors can come into plays whenever we're dealing with a trending market. Knowing which ones are support or resistance and which ones are support is pretty handy as well. We also have this table down here that's going to give you historical data, and you can see things like how far prices move on an impulse on average, how far they move on a retest on average, so on and so forth. And you can change a lot of those settings right up through this area here. So you can play with it, see how it works out for you. You can also change this to be smaller if that's your thing, or larger, or whatever the case may be. So it takes a minute for the indicator to load up. But once it's good, once it's loaded up and the settings are all defined, it's actually really fast. I'd like to show you this thing in replay mode real quick. First off, this is not a repainting indicator, so it's not going to move its support and resistance lines like the zigzag indicator would, or some of the other indicators out there. This thing, once the lines are there, they're locked in forever. They're not going to move. I want to show you how fast this thing can develop, though. So we have, let's see if this, let our indicator catch up to the replay. There we go. And we know that we just saw that there's going to be some lines pop up in this area. So I'm going to go bar by bar on this and show you how fast it's going to develop. There we go. So on this pullback here, the market pulls back, and it already has a line that we could be looking for a price target or a resistance level, or whatever the case may be. Now I'm going to slow this down just a little bit. 10 is going to be a little bit too fast, and let you see this thing working in real time. And eventually we'll speed it up a little bit more. See how fast these lines are coming? To my knowledge, this is the fastest support and resistance indicator on TradingView that has a nice objective identification where it's looking for the same thing every single time for support and resistance. Look how accurate some of these lines will be. Now, of course, not everyone is going to turn price. That's unrealistic to think that. We're looking for interactions and triggers at these levels is how we're going to use support and resistance. And understand that these are coming from swing levels. So it's going to be our job as a trader to understand what the trend is. A good tool that you could mix with this would be like the 50 EMA and look for only bullish entries or interactions with these lines, or bearish ones if price is below the 50 EMA, so on and so forth. It's going to be a good way where you can start taking multiple techniques and multiple indicators, put them together, and make this a style that's truly your own and truly fits you. But as you can see, this thing's very fast. It's very accurate. It's a really, really cool indicator. Now you can turn the labels on the chart. It'll tell you what's an impulse down, an impulse up, a retest, and things like that. Me personally, I like to keep my chart very clean, without very much noise or words or things to process or analyze, and just look at the market for what it is. So for example, we have a resistance forming right here. The market has lower highs and it has lower lows. Okay, so I could be looking for a bearish opportunity to get in this market and potentially take price down here. Now, without doing a very in-depth analysis, I don't know if that's going to work out or not, but we can look and see. And actually, it turned out to be a pretty good trade setup, pretty good opportunity before we got a reversal of a bullish engulfing. The market takes off in the other direction. So very, very handy indicator, even on replay mode, just stopping it in the middle and saying, I want to take a trade right now, see how it works out. This is a good way to practice, a good way to attack the markets. And the fact that this is an absolutely free indicator probably makes us certifiably insane. Okay, that we should probably be charging for this, but it's a great tool. We want to share it with the community. We'd love for you to check it out and be a part of it. If you like it, go ahead and give it the little thumbs up rocket boost thing going on TradingView. Let us know that you'd like to see some more stuff like this on the free side of the world for you to use in the future. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching this video. Again, if you found anything useful, if you plan on using this indicator, if you test the indicator and you like it, give us a thumbs up, give us some support on the channel, show us some love, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future content or any more indicators like this. We're going to be doing a ton of indicator reviews. We're going to be looking at some other people's stuff. We're going to be releasing a lot more of our own stuff in the future. Really excited about that. Y'all take care. Enjoy the indicator. Hopefully it helps you with your trading. Good luck.